Hey, welcome back to the channel. And as you guys see by the title, we're going to be discussing the Minnesota Vikings offensive line, and I am extremely optimistic about this group, and it's mainly because of Phil Rauscher, the new Minnesota Vikings offensive line coach who kind of took over for Rick Dennison. I've been listening to a couple of interviews, kind of seeing what he's all about, and I love it. I mean, everything he preaches in his interviews, he's talking about, like, yes, we need to reward these guys when they're doing good, but we also tell them when they're doing it wrong. And he's also talks about high energy for an offensive line group. You don't really realize how big energy and kind of like supporting offensive lineman is to an offensive lineman. You know, when you think about the whole game of football and you think about what group on offense really makes the team go, yes, the quarterback's the most important. But if I had to go second most important position group in the entire NFL, it would probably be offensive line or defensive line. I would lean more towards offensive linemen. And when it comes to energy and bringing every day in practice, with how important that position group is, they don't really get any recognition for what they do every single day at practice and every single Sunday. And the way he was talking about these guys, I mean, the way he was hyping up Bradbury, hyping up WAAAAYYYYYY, hyping up Brian O'Neill, talking about Christian Darrisaw in such a positive way and saying he's doing what he needs to do, even though he's already been out. I just love the message he's kind of sending to the fans. But most importantly, I'm kind of getting an insight on how he coaches, and he's aggressive. He brings it. He's very vocal. You know, as Zimmer was saying, like, he always hears his voice. And whenever you go to a Vikings practice, you hear him yelling, and that kind of allowed me to think more about this offensive line as a whole, not just going into this next year, but going over like a nice little 5-year kind of period. This Vikings offensive line group, I know fans, I mean, we have like this terrible notion about our offensive line. Like, we do realize this offensive line group could be very damn good next year and very, very good for years to come. Now, let me just set this out. Garrett Bradbury, first-round pick. He's a dog. Brian O'Neill, our right tackle. He's a dog. We know this. I love Christian Darrisaw. I think he's a dog. He brings it. First-round pick. Then you got Ezra Cleveland, second-round pick. We saw what he can do last year. Dog. And then we got two guards we can choose from. Wyatt Davis and then WAAAAYYYYY, who I am head over heels for. He's a dog. So let's just say we roll out this offensive line group week one. And I'm going to say Christian Darrisaw doesn't play week one. Let's just say we go Rashad Hill, Ezra Cleveland, Bradbury, WAAAAYYYY, Brian O'Neill. Yes, I'm a little shaky about that left side of the line with Rashad Hill and Ezra Cleveland, but you look at you got 4 offensive linemen where you really feel good about. And the thing is, I love about it, they are all so young. You know, this has been a position group that Rick Spielman has clearly put a ton of resources, a ton of assets, and a ton of attention into. I mean, we all know that the offensive line has been a struggle for the Vikings, and especially with our quarterback, Kirk Cousins, not being the most mobile guy. The Vikings are self-aware enough to kind of tell themselves, we need to address this, and we need to address it fast while Kirk's under contract. So what did they do? You go get Garrett Bradbury, you draft Ezra Cleveland, you draft Christian Darrisaw, you draft Wyatt Davis. And then you have a guy like Brian O'Neill kind of pop into one of the better right tackles in the entire NFL. I think what is key, though, and I think this is the worst word in sports. The worst word in sports is potential. This Vikings offensive line group, if you look at, when the 49ers were making their run, and people are saying this about the football team this year, they talk about all the first-round picks on their defensive line. You know, they said, like, oh, that 49ers team, they had 4 first-round picks on their D-line. This Washington football team this upcoming year, they got like 4 or 5 first-round picks on their offensive line. I think when Dalvin Cook in this running game really start getting downhill this year and really start beating teams up, you're going to be like, oh, damn, Christian Darrisaw, first rounder. Oh, damn, Ezra Cleveland, second rounder. Bradbury, first rounder. WAAAAYYYY, the 6th-round stud out of Elon. You're going to be like, he's a dog. And then you're going to be like, Brian O'Neill, he's about to get that massive extension. He's already one of the best tackles in the league. If you just look at that group, and then let's just say WAAAAYYYY doesn't work out, and you got to plug in Wyatt Davis, but you have 5 to 6 young, talented, and some of them are even experienced offensive linemen, you don't have any old guys anymore. There's no Reef. I can't think of his name. I mean, yes, Dozier and them, they're still on the roster. I really don't think they're going to put the fans through that again. But you got a ton of guys on this roster who are young, talented, tenacious guys who love to get after it. And also, I love the offensive line coach. He seems like he knows how good this offensive line group can be, and that's what I love the most. He got on the press conference, and he actually hyped them up. Finally, give these guys some confidence. These guys do a really good job. And I hate how yes, their pass blocking is not that good, but they know how to run the football. And I think we need to start giving them more praise, because let's just say they figure out the pass blocking. We're looking at one of the better offensive lines in the league. And that's what I'm saying. Vikings fans, do not be shocked. Do not be shocked if this offensive line group is the reason we win games. I know in the years past they have been the reason we lost games, but I think they can completely flip the script and be the reason we come out on top of some tough road games. And the reason I'm so excited is because the thing I love most about football and the Vikings, and this is why I love their play style of playing physical, getting downhill, and taking the top off when you finally establish a run, or letting the pass establish a run. There's so many layers to this offense. But the number one favorite part is if we're going on the road to Green Bay, to Chicago, or even to San Fran when we go there this year. If we can just turn around, say, the 5 big boys in front and the best running back in the league, do your thing. And then you just let Jefferson, Thielen, and Irv and KJ do their thing when they need it. This offense could be explosive. Take the fans out of the stadium by running the ball. Have it be dead silent. Run, and then you got them over the top. And then let's just say they bring 8 guys in the box. Go ahead, bring 8 guys in the box. We got these guys on the outside that can play. This offensive line, I think, is bringing it all together right now. Let me know what you guys think down below. Offensive line, potential Indianapolis Colts type of greatness coming up for the Vikings very soon. Let's go Vikes. See you guys next time.